Hello, it's a slow Sunday evening. We are going to do the new era, just the update, I guess. Yeah, we're listening to Dark on Hill. More on that later. I'm looking for the title. Nuit en édifier, I think. Édifier, something like that. That'll show up in the distro part. I'm going to do some zines first. They had a really good selection all of a sudden. I don't buy too many zines anymore, but when these come out, I just take notes. This one is the first, actually. This is Izerne with the Dark Underground magazine. This is from the guy behind Gatekeeper Productions. There's his first venture, I should say, into zine making. I think, I don't know if he had any before. Spectre on the cover. So yeah, there's a explanation by M, Midsummer 23. Where he got the inspiration from and stuff like that, but it's fairly to the point. There is Nederlandia Underground Forge, and then straight into a Demsrevolt article. Zwartkunstsmederij is het mes wat in het hart van de orde steekt. Nice. So yeah, there is a Demsrevolt article which I have read. What else did I read? The Bottenberg I started but haven't finished because I was listening, or I was going to read the Niethoff interview, and it starts off with we hooked up with Niethoff on a dreary November day to get his thoughts on past, present, and future. So casual, and I thought it was casual for his first interview, but it turns out it was a Demsrevolt article that came out for Dark Mold or something. It's in here somewhere. Yeah, I'm not gonna find it. I think Dark Mold, a zine that he did, but this never came to fruition within the zine. So yeah, Gatekeeper Productions, a Niethoff interview, which is quite, yeah, it's quite cool to read something from his point of view into the guy from Iljarn or Iljarn. Bad Omen is in here, so yeah, you have enough. There's also, let's see, Niethoff, Sataneo Raven, or Raven, I'm not sure, and Sigrid, the guy, which is what I was reading now, Mordijot, a very prominent figure in the upstart of the scene in the Netherlands. So yeah, good scene, a lot of Netherlands, black metal, a lot of Norwegian. Second one is this, Bardo Methodology, number 8, I think. The zine from Timo Ketola and what's the other guy's name? Niklas Goransson. So yeah, Timo started this and he had a clear idea of how Bardo should look, the design. He was a great artist, so yeah. Yeah, number 8. I have read 2 interviews, of course, the ones that are of the most interest for this channel. The first one was Thunderbolt. Payman, yes, gives his view on the demo material, Black Clouds over Dark Majesty, the classic demo, but also the kind of later years of Temple of Full Moon, how the scene in Poland developed, which is interesting. It's a rather short one, it's 2.5 pages. But yeah, there are a lot of parallels with what happened in Norway. And the other one is Black Death from Russia that I started but have not finished. So yeah, once again, a very interesting zine. Let's see the full track list. There's Destroyer 666, Achilles, so there is American here, Leviathan is in here, Black Witchery, interview with the drummer, Kultegul, Poland. So yeah, there's definitely a lot Misterming, and it's just a very calming zine, I should say. It's not overly populated with commercials or something like that. Reverorum ib Malart. But there are not many great images I can show you. So yeah, it's mostly text, of course. Offermod. This is the hindsight, which is interesting, maybe. All the Bardos have the compilations and one or two, but I don't know. So yeah, Timo Ketola, a lot of artwork by him, very beautiful artwork. It says here the first 500 copies and are numbered and include a poster. Mine didn't, so I guess they sold 500 copies, I'm not sure. Or maybe it was straight from them. Very sober looking artwork, but very nice. There. Those I can throw. This one I can't. This is the No Contact from Metatarsis Paris. The guys that also did Analog Black Terror 1 and 2. They are working a new project. This is the back. This is a Tour de Garde with some very old and out of print material. Maybe the Pale Mort CD is still in stock, but yeah. So a weird choice, but a good grip out of their roster. What this is volume 2 of just the guy behind Metatarsis or whatever it is called. I'm not going to find it in here, but yeah, it is a more of an art book. There are interviews in here, and they are very good, but it's more overwhelming in the visual sense. Rock, Mystic Barbarism, which is an artist, Paysage d'Hiver, Cinder Vos Skanke, Austin Osman Speer, which is incredible. Then some Dead Rights Across Asia, Samritus Samael, Le Legion Noir, Woodcutter Old Tower, Karmazet Reviews, and Alex Cooper. Yeah, it is done in blue and gold, almost the entire zine, which sometimes gives artwork that you know for years a new dimension. This is Sadistic Execution and stuff. Anti-Osmos, of course, it's French. Yeah, these are the Mystic Barbarism. So yeah, it's expensive, but it's not a zine, it's an art book, so what is expensive for something like this? And of course, I now wish... There we go. Dracon Hail Dunkel Unleashes. I of course wish I had the first one, but yeah. This is the artwork I was talking about. You know, it's chock full with stuff like this. One more maybe. There you go. Legion Noir. Some classic material, but also in a new color scheme. It is bound like this. There you go. No context. So yeah, if you are in doubt, because I was in doubt for the first one, should have picked it up, but yeah, worth reading and looking into. That's it for the zines and books, and we'll be back with the distro portion. Okay, not the distro portion, but the label portion. They are on hiatus now for I think 2 more weeks, so some of these are still in stock. Some of the others are gone. So this one was gone. Leshy with their, I'm blanking on what it's called, actually again, one of my favorite records, and I still don't know, blame it on the Russians. Classic cover, this one is on New Era, the first iteration or the first release, of course was taped by Horrible Room, but the record came out in Poisonous Sorcery and had the other more brutalism artwork. This is, I don't know, grabbed me from the first time I saw it. The record also actually very minimal artwork. You'll see the vinyl of Jesus. The other artwork is also very stark and staunch. Nothing too much. New Era kept it so minimal they forgot to put New Era on there, but yeah. Otherwise, no complaints. They hooked me up with this one because I passed on it initially, then thought I need the cover. Crystal clear, no center labels. That is what I meant with minimalism. Yeah, Russian black metal oi, whatever you want to call it. This is actually more, the punk stomp is actually more in the Croco crest. This is the more metal version, but it shines through. Speaking about Nitoch and consorts, that is Leshy. I talked about that one enough. It's Brother Records that came out last week or 2 weeks ago on New Era. This is LÜGER. I'm probably guessing LÜGER. So falls out. There you go. LÜGER, another Russian project, but as I guessed in the tape video, I talked about the tape version of this, and it has something to do with William Watts. It says here, I don't know what that means. Co-conspirator or something like that, but You've Been Seen, the second track, is together with Aske, so They've been working together for a while. Very good tape. One of the standouts from the Horrible Room later, that's saying a lot because Kruko Crest the Fool was also, but this is more condensed than the entire Kruko record. Comes with a lyric sheet that no one can read. I had it upside down, but basically, there you go. You've been seen. The title is in English, but there are no lyrics for that. Then, continuing in the minimalist trends, a black, no center labels. There you go. So yeah, a choice, I guess. Horrible Roommates instead of New Era, but yeah. Then there is a flyer for Pest. If you haven't checked this one out, this is an older one. Satanic War Master, his band out of Finland, limited edition gatefold sleeve, exclusive tracks, blah blah blah. Hail to the Black Metal Wolves of Belial. Very good record too. And so is this one, the LÜGER. Great combination of Aske and Horrible Room. Probably more to follow, probably. Then, on the label itself, again, Hello Ruin with something with Dead. Devil's Dead and Dark Arts. His second full length. There's been releases, but there was a tour exclusive, there was an EP, there was a this, there was a split. So he ticked every box. Yeah, this one of course is a very, very incredible cover. I always talked about how Host from Take always took the best pictures, live pictures. It's always a great picture. There's a lot of color in there. It's absent here, but yeah, this reminds me of tons of bands like Old Gorgoroth or stuff like that. Sound-wise, it is all over the place. Yeah, there's Polish influences in here, there's Dutch influences in here. They are from the Netherlands, so but yeah, Nordic, whatever you want, but always played in yeah, a very professional manner, as some can say, but very no frills. There's no keys that I can think of. So yeah, it's like a band like Darvaza, maybe. They always have this air of professionalism around them. It shows in the pictures too. So I don't know. If they can keep it up, I foresee some very good stuff from these guys. Yeah, Festival Summer European tour with Mr. Ming, Darvaza. There you go, and Rang. So yeah, full tour. This is the center label wearing, clear with black smoke running through it. There's one more detail of the skull. So yeah, great records. I haven't delved into it as much as his previous one, but yeah, I saw them live and they convinced me then. They'll convince me again with this one. Actually in love with the artwork. These pictures are always so classic. Yeah, the Morning Star. Then back to 92. This is Bestial Summoning with sodomistic rituals. There's a lot of Sodom in these parts lately. I'm going to put this one here. It is a blood splattered, as you can see, demo re-release from 92. Yes, the debut demo of Dutch cult horde Bestial Summoning. Too extreme and brutal for most fans anyway, so behold the filthy face of the originators of the early scene. So yeah, very early black metal from the Netherlands. The original demo tape was unlistenable, something like the Botulistum, but even worse. There are rips on YouTube. There's a clearer one going around, but this was, I think, mastered by Herjan, so it was remastered by the man himself, the man behind Hayden's Heart. Limited to 250, and this is 136. There's a ton more to tell. They still have a full, and yeah, they have roots that run into the Dutch scene. I don't know where they are now. Yeah. This was long sold out. These are a few copies that came up out of a warehouse find. It is caked in blood because it's already speckling. But yeah, there you go, logo, and then the weird pentagram baby. So yeah, classic. Been delving into the earlier stuff from Holland, so when this one, because I already ordered this maybe 1 or 2 years ago, and then it was out of stock, and now popped back up. So there we go. One more, and this is, I have to get my paper, or can I read it from here? No, I wrote it down. Where are you? Nicomonarchia daemonum, something like that. They're the guys from Finland. I always have trouble pronouncing their name. 99% sure this is witchcraft related guys, or one of them. Very nice and glossy goat's head staring at you. This is the first full length, I guess, or the first big EP. Nicomonarchia, it is. Nicomonarchia daemonium, or Black Moon Hex and Go Prayer Hex. The cover painting is by Malefic Eye, which is worth mentioning. A lot of demo tapes, a lot of EPs, and I always suspected them to be the same guys as the Belgian Horde, the Perverted Ceremony and the Moonen, but it was actually something very different once I noticed that it was witchcraft folk. From Finland, they are from, even wrote that down, Hamina. They started in 2014. Now what this is, I haven't heard too much from these guys. I know the one with him on the cover, the tape from Darkness something, the same label as the Moonen, that's why I suspected. But this is, Dead Doom, I guess, but then played now. The biggest influence, or the biggest thing that gets quoted, is Abruptum's Evil EP from '91, so in that style, but I compared it to Moonen, so there is a bit of the slowness of Bearit in here, I guess. But there's an intro, there's an outro, and then there's a track, I think maybe half an hour. There are no things on here. Plagued Soil, the Eucharist of the Goddess of Death, 1 and then 2. So yeah, it is broken up over the 2 sides. Very good track, very kind of putrid vocals, but way in the back, that run over, yeah, some excellent tattoo, like something like spectral voice, but then foul, but in that register, or Abruptum. Their logo even kind of looks like the Abruptum logo. They change a bit, and there's one on a compilation that is almost exactly the same. So yeah, you know what's up. He has a Vlad Tepes shirt, and there's a Denial of God tattoo on his shoulder, so there's a bit more influence than just what I said. But yeah, there you go. If you're playing Dead Doom, you probably heard of some Greek bands too, so look for it in that, but then putrid. Not as putrid as that metal, but you know what I mean. Very good records. So that's all from New Era. Now the alliances they have are coming up. Hey, the distro part, we are listening to Rock, the Sessi, November 2022. It's hard to read because the Bestial Summoning was caked in blood, but this one is maybe even more. Yeah, there you go. A new Rock rehearsal tape. I'm not sure what it was for in terms of live. Yeah. Asbestos and Mictian, I think. Mictian, with Herian completed as the bass player. Like I said, it is bloody as hell. It is thick. Yeah, it's rock. Absolute Dutch madness. That's what we're listening to. Out on Hated Heart, of course. But yeah, Herian was on the other record, so it was only fitting. Into the portion, New Era has a few alliances, Dead Hymns, Tour de Garde, Medieval Prophecy, and those are all represented here. We're starting with Dead Hymns, the first drop, because it got cut in half. I think the Spiral Staircase, and then the yellow one that I always forget, and then Erofied Catacomb are in the second one. This is Gates of Dawn 2. The Gates of Dawn 2, I'm sorry. The new full length by the man behind Gates of Dawn, behind Alaira. Just an incredible American solo black metal musician. Yeah, another great record. There are a lot of folk influences in here, but once again integrated into the music that spouse forth a lot of influences that are too much to yeah, to spew now. But for this one and for a few others, maybe even more, there is a sense within me that there are a lot of bands that are just playing the old way again, but yeah, good production. I've talked about this 1,000 times, but that are looking to the maybe second layer of Norwegian, for example, like Over, like Satyricon, where the records were not as stark and not as black and white and not as punk maybe, but where more influences kept creeping in, maybe due to Lord of the Rings or something. Yeah. Just the more fantasy medieval sound, and this has that. Very good record once again. I don't know what to say more. It's just listen to it or don't. Great central labels by Dead Hymns. They have a few of these. I think each artist is having his own central labels or something like it. Kind of look that way. The artwork is by, oh, it's not on here, or is it on this one? Yes, there is a printed sheet. There you go. The nice logo. GDSTN, recorded in December of 2021, cover and back text by Elia Inbar, and the layouts by Vision Noir. So, it doesn't say who did the artwork actually. Layout by Vision Noir. I think that's. She did the Blinding Sun. Oh no, the Gorset FM record too. But yeah, good records by Dead Hymns. They, I mean, yeah. I don't know if they have stinkers. I have to think. This one it is not. This is Brul van Atu, outsider black metal. That's how I decided to call it, especially when you see the artwork. Yeah, Kip Scheng, I think. I talked about him last time. Nabucco.novo. He has two more bands that you have to look up for yourself, but peep the War Vellum distro or site and you will know what I mean. I don't know, yeah, it's sometimes it reminds me of a singer-songwriter that just uses black metal to, you know, get his emotions out. Originally released on CDR in 2007. So, thanks to all those who made Brul van Atu possible. Like I said last time, you have to get the entire package to get what it's all about, I guess. The Daniel Johnson maybe of black metal. There you go. That's maybe a bit rough, unless you're a Daniel Johnson fan. So yeah, Brul van Atu. Second one in, I got to Total Dead or Total, something like it came in last week. So yeah, it was a good one too. Then, no more drinks. Tour de Garde had a surprise drop. It coincided with, yeah, with Dead Hymns and with Medieval Prophecy. So it was an expensive afternoon. I was at Rockherrik, a local festival, had some beers, and I had a lot of bravoure, so I just got them all. Don't ask. Arzak, I think. There you go. The title is equally impossible. Sislukiko, I think. Arzak is a region in France that I'm not familiar with, but I looked it up. When I first heard this digitally, I was 99% sure that it was another Ifrenach side project because of how the artwork looked. It was on Tour de Garde. There is kind of a sound that, yeah, that reminds me of him or of one of his projects. It is French, so it's not him, I guess, but I know this image, the French peasants, I know that from the demos that came out. I think it has, or he has 2 demos on Tour de Garde, but like I said, I don't know much about this. But it is in the sense that the Ifrenach guy has Croque Mort. It is not as militant or not as oi as Maestro Croque Mort, but it kind of reminded me. Intro and outro by Pierre Numen. So it's all French, even the names. So there's nothing more I can tell you. If you like something like Ifrenach, but maybe a little bit more French in the ranks, yeah, check this out. Not Ifrenach, but Maestro. There you go. That should be of the region, I guess. olive green, opaque, something like that. That is the first one. Put that away. And then the second one is Blood Victory. There we go. Is the tape done? No. Blood Victory is, this was recorded in '98 in France. It is a one-man project. I think it is a drum computer. It almost has to be. Originally released '98, like I said. Then released on tape again through Tour de Garde in 2015. Yes. But it was originally released on Black and Dark Mansion. There it is, a French label that is also known for, they don't have much releases, I think 6, but 2 of them are Cine Roland and one of them is a Gordon, and there's other French stuff in there that's very early. Recorded somewhere June, July '98, and then yeah, this is the first time this is on vinyl. It kind of reminded me of the Charne Oublié and the other one, the 2 whites that they released at the same time. Kind of reminded me, these are the 2 blacks. Not as good for now as that other drop, but I enjoy these. This is a bit weird, especially with the drum machine. I heard it once or twice, I need to revisit it, but yeah. The fact that it is among the others kind of has a Blessed Sin looking logo too, and the cover really grabbed my attention, so to the guards, of course. I'm sorry, I had to grab a drink. We're still listening to Rock, which is kind of surprising me how listenable it is. The name was carved into the tape, there was a lot of blood, but it's actually enjoyable. Then, speaking about enjoyable, this is the last part. This is Oldridge by command of the Hermetic Order of Yetan. This is Folklore from Further Out, so he's looking even further than France. Story goes that I think Yetan is a place in the islands, the northern islands, that this guy comes from. The Order of Yetan are Albionic Hermeticism and a few other bands that I'm, of course, blanking on. But I think it's all him. Oldridge is, for me, the number one. I think Scrawl was also from that. So yeah, they're all gathered under the Hermetic Order. Folklore from Further Out follows 2 the Sanguine EPs that I took out today but haven't spun again. Very good, that grabbed my attention. Guitar work is excellent, the guitar playing is excellent. This is one of the records, and there will be a few more, that have that spirit of, yeah, that look for inspiration. What was the title? Further Out. So yeah, they go to, maybe it's not as special as I think, but yeah, bands that are kind of looking at what Ulver is doing in the non-black metal section and getting inspired by that, or getting, yeah, stuff that they can put into their music, which makes for more rich and beautiful records. And this is definitely an example of that. This is put out through Amor Fati. Too bad it's not on Cold Beach anymore, but Amor Fati is closer to France if you believe the story. A nice dark goat. So yeah, like I said, excellent musicianship. Just a great record once again. Nature worshipping, simple, live black metal. Others always had a kind of backstory or to do with something from the folklore of that region, or maybe the French region. I have no idea what this is about, because there is titles on here, but yeah, can't see the story or think of a line that would explain what this is about. It feels folkloristic in some sense. That's maybe the Berichtat that shines through or something like it. But it is a bitch to get in, that is for sure. So fuck it. That's Oldridge. Yeah, band to check out. Very good. Then the 2 or the 3 last ones, but I already showed this one. This is Draconhail, and I'll get it out for the title. Nuit en édifice. No idea what it means. Nuit is night, but I thought that would be obvious. A full length from 2015-2016 by Dunkel. It seems he packed up and left Asger because these were all already released and then released on vinyl by Asger. But yeah, he chose a different path. I can understand in some cases. Maybe I don't look for those kind of stupid things anymore. So I don't know what's going on there. But then Dracon Hail. Let's stick to this one. You heard a. I lost my train of thought. You heard a portion in the first part of the video. It was very, yeah, calm intro, I should say. Very, not ambient, but, you know, just low rumblings into, I had to put the vocals down, down, down. He has these two sides. It's very romantic and calming, or, yeah, just, I guess, ambient pieces. And then when the black metal hits, it's just too much all of a sudden. So the yin-yang between those two, it's a bit much sometimes, but yeah, especially when you have to do a video. Very nicely re-released by Medieval Prophecy. This is the third one in a row for them. They opted for these loose leaves. That's why I was holding them up so long. Some anti-static stuff. There is a flyer in here, but I guess the Nachtwind new LP, which is good news. Then another Draconale Opaque, probably do them all. And then the Hawkmoon L'aube de Puissance, I don't know what that is, Mischievous Rate demo tape. So there is some stuff coming up. I'll show it like this. There you go. And then this one, Mischievous Wrath, the demo tape then has some more info on here. Guy is wearing a Todesheimgard t-shirt, so that should say something. First demo, Hemlock and Belladonna, malevolent black metal fueled by classic LPs such as Within the Sylvan Realms of Frost, by Demoncy, and then Light of a Dead Star by Aenir or something like it, I'm not sure. It's been too long. French band, to be released on Medieval Prophecy Records. There we go. Solo, looks like a solo project. Did I write it down? Nehemat. That's it. But yeah, great full length. I have to delve in a bit deeper, but there you go. I had the Blood Factory, two more. The Orc Blood, Ghost Paths to Serpentition. There you go. After the demo tape and then a 7-inch EP, this is the first full length by one of the bands of the Ancient Hounds Circle from the south side of Belgium, where some very good black metal is being played. The Saturday Night Scrolls, Dr. Death, when that first LP or whatever they want to put out, even if it's a demo compilation, I'll be giddy. Yeah, incredible music. That's more the doomy side, the black doom side, I guess. But also, yeah, just look at the videos. We're talking about Blood. I wrote some things down because I'm always struggling finding comparable bands. Now, the label itself mentioned Arcanum and Denial of God. Online you can find stuff like Judas Iscariot, which is being mentioned a lot of times, I guess, lately. But also Nargarot, Graveland, and Veles. So, like with Hellruin, a lot of influences come in. I guess that's pretty normal because they're all listening to excellent black metal that was made in the 90s. This is their first full length, and it's quite a full length. I got the promo tape from Jay, and the two tracks that were, let's see, Blizzard from the Devil's Den and Through the Sunless Taiga, I think. Two tracks that are 2 and 3 on this one that are, yeah, the A side is, they are kind of comparable, but it's just because I haven't listened to it too much, I guess. But it's, yeah, once again, a very good record that pulls from these influences that I was just talking about and make it their very own sound. It will show up again this year, I'm pretty sure, because I listened to it. I stopped listening to the tape for when the record came out, and I spun it one time, and B-side is, yeah, it took me. So this is recommended. If it's still in stock, I think. There's one sold out, but it's still in stock. These are all the guys playing in this band. Shetna Dusha, Polar Yells, Pizark, which is the main writer and songwriter, I think. Guitars, Zabrava, bass guitar. Demonischen Duke on the synths, and Napast, I think, on drums. Apsu shirts, Temple of Full Moon, I don't know what that is. So yeah, Ancient Rites. There is history there, Ancient Hounds logo. It's also in this, it's black, with just one color scheme, there you go. But yeah, another troupe that made a very good record for this year. And then the last, while Rock plays us out, my favorite from this bunch, actually, definitely the Medieval Prophecy, but yeah. Stanga Riegel with Metaphysica, I think, Barbarstva, Barbarish Metaphysics, I don't know. Very somber, but very beautiful cover painting by, no, doesn't say on here, but yeah, very cool. Warrior resting in the forest, something like that. A two-piece, Adam Malokar Payton from that band. So yeah, Stanga Riegel is Stalagnat on vocals and drums, and Lesodiv guitars, bass and synth. 2 tracks on here with a, yeah, I guess a folkish intro in the middle that, once again, from that neck of the woods, but I think they're Czechoslovakian. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure. So yeah, there's 2 big tracks on here, and then a Bergtatt folk inspired piece in the middle that divides the 2. There's no, is there an insert? Yes, a small one. Very good. A step up, I guess, from their full length even, which was one of the records of last year, is still one of my favorites. These tracks are, yeah, I wouldn't say better, they're just the continuation, and a very good continuation. Here are the 2 guys. What else is there to say? Yeah, I talked to him a bit because he contacted me, I guess, on Instagram. Then we talked a little bit, and I said, yeah, this is great, but it's just too short, 2 tracks. So it's 2 brothers, and the other brother is a bit slower in his approach to music, so he wasn't willing to compromise and wait for another full length, so it became an EP. But they are, I guess, already writing for a full length that will be out in 25, he said. So don't hold me to that. Stanga Riegel, a very good one. This one is sold out. The tape is sold out. Both final versions are sold out. Yeah, it took a while for the full to sell out. I think that was just through them that you can get that on Bandcamp or something. It got a little distribution, but this one, yeah, look for it in distros if it pops up. I know the regulars had it, like Crypt and all those acolytes. That's it. A very good update, but please, New Era, cut these in half, maybe like you did with the Dead Hymns, so I can keep my house. But yeah, that being said, there is some primo Brazilian old trash coming in. So yeah, that's next. We'll see. There's a black metal video still staring at me in a tape delay. I keep saying it when there's time, but this had to get off my mind. So yeah, there's that. Happy Sunday. It is still Sunday. And I'll see you probably next week. I'm going to see Black Curse tomorrow. There's probably not a show back in that, but we'll see. Have a good week, and I'll see you soon. Hi, welcome back to White Filth.